couple notes. Odyssey.com Rewind. You missed anything? We've had some fun with the college football Final Four. There was some news in the world of college football. Really a power grab by the power conferences. You can go back and get that. Also, I'm sure Evan's got the video up on YouTube already. So whatever you like. But I want to just one more segment here, if I may, on this Tigers thing. I want to ask you guys, if the offseason ended up Arenado and Alex Cobb, how do you grade that? If it ended up Bregman and Cobb, how do you grade it? And that one's more complex based on what kind of contract do they sign him to. But I just, for me, I don't think they've done enough with the pitching. You heard Jeremy Otto say that. It's not Jeremy's fault. I don't care about AL rookie odds, especially when I think everybody knows Job is not going to break camp with the team. And he'll be on an innings limit. So I view him as a bonus. I view him, that's like Pandora's box. You're very excited. But I'm not really thrilled with the Alex Cobb thing. The fact that if he pitches 150 innings, you paid more for him than Verlander, or for like $10 more, you could have had Bueller. This Bregman market is bottomed out. Mm-hmm. Morosi, we played the audio. It sounds like if you wanted to go down that road, you could. And there's always been these reports the Tigers have just kind of circled on the periphery. Maybe it is Bregman. The Arenado thing, I don't know, man. I wouldn't yell and scream, but I wouldn't be happy. I mean, that is a player that is just in hard decline. And if the Cardinals picked up most of the tab and I could turn Arenado into a very cheap date, I think I could live with it. But again, I want to add players to the core, and I think the thing that's becoming very evident and why you haven't heard me yell, scream, be upset at all during the offseason is because it's what we talked about last year. The only plan they have in place is wait for the kids. And we don't have to like it. And they'll flaunt, well, we made the playoffs. It's fine. They didn't even expect that to happen. But they're just not going to add anyone to the core, most likely, if it's not one of their own players. I've just come to grips with it. I don't have to like it to acknowledge it. So I'd love to know what you guys think. And do either of these third basemen excite you? And if that's your whole offseason, we wanted fireworks as far as right-handed bats in the lineup. Well, Bregman is that. Arenado's that. But it sounds like you're still going to be stuck with Torque. They got Gleyber Torres, but again, it's a one-year prove-it deal for a guy nobody really wanted. He got offered more money from the Nationals, but they wanted him to change positions. Well, why? Because he's not a good second baseman.
But you got to hope that one-year prove-it deal brings motivation. That Gleyber didn't. Yeah, that he goes out there and he tries to kill it.
So if it's Cobb, Torres, Arenado, does that wet the whistle of the fan base?
No. You're probably looking at a C+, B-, depending on how motivated Gleyber Torres is.
Yeah, I lean B-. I wouldn't. I just don't think much of it because I think I understand what they're doing, which is, wait for the kids. We'll see you in 26 or 27.
I may not like it, but I can respect the fact that they said this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
They didn't lie to you. They didn't say, oh, we're going to. Yeah.
You don't have to like it to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Right? You acknowledge reality. I can't go yelling at the listeners. I'm upset too. But what purpose does it serve? They're just not going to run their ball club the way I want to. But that's immaterial. So here we sit. I just thought Morosi's audio today was interesting. Apparently I've been wrong, and up next we'll play Will Kenny Eat It? 248. David, go ahead.
Someone's answering your question.
I mean, I'm sorry. At age 44, I come from an era when there's hot stove reports involving your baseball team who made the playoffs last year. I'm crazy enough to bring it up. But Up next, Kenny on gummy worms.
Well, people are texting about the brownies, but I'm going to. Well,
what did you just say?
People are texting about the brownies.
No, that's not what we're doing.
No, it's not. Someone is answering your question. C-, and no Scooble extension means D+ final grade on the offseason.
The arbitration deal came through. Okay, so there's your $10 million ARB deal. How, again, we wanted a long-term deal. Now, I have said for a few weeks, all right, we'll wait till Corbin Burns signs. Okay, well, here we are. None of it speaks to urgency, and none of it speaks to a speeding up of the timeline. So, I just choose not. I'm not going to yell and scream about it. There's no point. I'm trying to deal in reality. What's the best product they're willing to give us, and how do we have a conversation about that?
Arenado, with him, it would be a C-. If we get Bregman, B+. Arenado is not the same Gold Glove player he was before. Feels like a one-year deal that doesn't make us contenders. Austin in Livonia.
No, Austin, I'm with you. The Bregman thing, there would need to be a bounce back in the walk rate. I do worry about his power in this ballpark, but he's pro, man. He's a good ball player. He's respected. He's got the relationship with Hinch. I think he can be one of those locker room lieutenants. I like Alex Bregman, but I worry about signing a bad deal because ownership is fiscally responsible.
I'm not interested in sending assets for Arenado. Sign Bregman and Flaherty, and I am all good with the offseason.
Whoa, that was not on our menu.
No, not Flaherty. No.
I would love that. Again, I would be concerned doing a long-term deal with Flaherty. Remember, he was here getting injections just to pitch. Mm-hmm. And the Yankees had major concerns about Flaherty's physical. So I don't know if I'd be ready to rock a 5-year deal there either.
Yeah, but you remember how well he pitched here, so you're hoping that Federer can get that magic going again.
But see, it's interesting you say it. So those conversations, and it's not the fact that you brought it up. It's fine. It's when it becomes this gospel thing, and you're seeing it with, like, the Lions. Well, it doesn't matter who we take. Ben Johnson will figure it out, and that can't be the end-all to everything. Oh, well, I just signed Oscar the Grouch. Chris Federer's going to have him throwing 98.
You mean Brad Holmes? Anybody he drafts is just going to work out and be an all-pro.
Right. That's where that starts to get annoying because you've given up free thought. And yes, I have immense faith in Federer, but how many times are we going to spin that wheel?
You mean give up free thought? My ex told me I was correct.
Okay.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. But that's where I think a lot of people are thinking, oh, well, if you bring him back here, it will just work out.
Or you can just get talented players and it will just work out.
Because after a while, it's almost like Chris Federer is treated like the neighborhood mechanic. Well, hey, can you fix this on the cheap? We're going to bring in this old beater and you'll fix this up.
And they did it with Lorenzen, right? They go out and they do it with Flaherty. But then again, you go, okay, well, you're already not batting 1,000. I love how everybody whistles by the graveyard of the wasted $26 million of Kenta Maeda. He's still here. Federer didn't make him a rock star. So my point is you got to be careful with that. At some point, I'd like to hand Chris Federer a really good pitcher. Have him go out to dinner. I don't need to fix you. Just pitch.
Just do you. Someone says, I think Paul Skeens has broken this fan base's brains. The crazy and unfair expectation on Joe for this year. I think Scott Harris is upset that they made the playoffs as well. Christian from Grand Blanc.
No, but I'll address his first point. I mean, the second one's humorous, but I can't speak to it. But no, the idea that Job will just come in and be young Strasburg or young Skeens or young JV, that's so rare. Like, I want to let Jackson Job develop. I'd love to see him. I'm happy to have him here. But he's here with tempered expectation. Like, Rico, if you told me he was able to give this team 80 high-end MLB innings, I'd sign up for it right now. But you have a lot of people who are like, oh, he's going to come up here, pitch 200 innings, and be Cy Young. And I'm like, oh, okay.
He's going to be the number 2 guy.
Right. And meanwhile, they've had the number 1 pick before, and they had a highly touted pitching prospect, and he stinks. It's called Casey Mize. Sorry.
If Cobb and Bregman, I give that a C-. Cobb and Arenado, a D+.
Oh, Jesus.
We need more starting pitchers and bats. I don't care that they don't want to spend. I need them to in order to feel like this team is serious.
If it's Cobb, Glaber, and Bregman, it's a B- for me. It is. Glaber can go through some real stretches and be an asset, but, man, when he's wrong, he's wrong. Take it from a Yankee fan. You do whatever you like. Did he have a good playoff for us? Yes. But here's your problem. You have to remember something. And it's like we only do this with football. Like when we talk about quarterbacks and the situation they're in. Gleyber Torres is going to go from being protected in the order by Juan Soto and Aaron Judge to what?
Yeah, but just wait till him and Javi turn those double
Okay.
plays.
right.
No, you're
We're
right. No. You're right.
Kenny on brownies.
He goes from having all the weapons to no weapons.
No. Here's what's going to happen.
Not many.
You're right. He's going to get exposed because he's going to be asked to be a weapon. He's going to be asked to go out there and produce and help protect some of the younger players. And I don't know if he's ready for that. You're right. Because sometimes.
So he's Scott Mitchell.
No, Jesus, don't say that.
No.
Plus, I don't think the Tigers have a guy with a neck tat. Glaber's got one. There's some added swag factor there.
How did he get away with that with the Yankees?
Oh,
I'm not trying to be funny.
Tattoos are fine.
Okay.
Dude, Aroldis Chapman had his whole skull tattooed, and he was a total scumbag. We still employed him, but yet he had to shave. I don't make the rules. What do you want from me?
I just always find that rule funny.
Like Luis Heel has his whole jawline tattooed. It's like a globe or something on there. Dude, but you got to shave.
Just figure, you know what? We're going to cover this up.
Okay. I don't make the rules.